The Avengers Infinity War Home Edition has director's commentary that explains a lot of things we maybe misunderstood about Thanos. Yes, very highbrow here today. And some of these are questions that fans have had. One in particular is one I had, which is, hey, if you're all about conservation, why don't you just double the resources instead of kill half the people? That doesn't seem like a very environmentally conscious thing. But according to the director's commentary tracks, Anthony Russo said, people have asked us why Thanos didn't just use the stones to double the resources in the universe, and clearly he is not interested. Steve McFeely continues on, no, it's about free will. That doesn't solve the problem. We're just going to get there millions of years from now. This is an opportunity for people to get it right. He trusts them, you know. And then Joe Russo chimes in, well, he was told no to an idea that he had, that he felt was the only solution, and then was proved right to himself that the solution was not acted upon. So his messianic complex, he is now committed to following through on the idea that he had many, many years ago. He is not stable, although he appears stable at times. He is not a stable individual. So I kind of got that, which is when I'm specifically looking at Steve McFeely's part where he says, he trusts people. They're kind of, it seems like there isn't really a consensus.
There's not, which to me says that there was no overarching idea when they went into it. They just knew that the script says we need to do this, this, and this.
And then later they heard fans say, but why? And then they went, well.
Yeah, why didn't you just get rid of all the straws in the ocean and give us all glass straws instead? Those are the kind of things that we're really worried about. I would have really liked if they had taken a line, which probably would be a lie, that he's really just not a good person. And so to fulfill the true villain storyline, you have to have him do a horrible thing.
Like he says he's doing a good, noble thing, but really he's not. I think I had this issue in Black Panther where I thought, you know, Killmonger does have good ideas, but he's not doing them. He's doing something else.
Exactly. Like the rhetoric doesn't match up with your actions.
Yes. So that, I think Joe Russo had the closest idea to that. The second thing we learned in the director's commentary is that the snap, I can't really snap. There we go, that's just bragging at this point. It permanently damaged Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. So I understand it damaging Thanos himself because emotionally it's clear, you know, from the scene of what did it cost? Everything. But the thing about the Gauntlet is I think the solution to this heavily involves the Gauntlet. For instance, in the comics, someone else, I'm trying not to spoil this, took the Gauntlet and undid what happened.
Someone who's not even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Just don't worry about it. Just don't even think about this as a spoiler. Think about it as something different. And so that would mean maybe there's only one use left out of it, or a limited resource.
I think maybe the idea was that so you can't unsnap, you know, like you can't reverse.
So you have to do something else.
Yeah, or
pull a stone out and use that individually.
Or rebuild your own version of the Gauntlet.
Or get Peter Dinklage to make a new one.
Exactly. It seems kind of like Gandalf's staff. Like you get one good use out of it, and then that's it. Shot. The battery is done.
You know, it's from Freight Harbor. It's one use only. It's not the best materials. Just use it for what it is. The last thing we learned from the directors of Infinity War, specifically Joe Russo, is that the Hulk is not scared of Thanos, okay? So don't think that he's scared. He's not. He's brave still, okay?
That's sweet, but I don't know. Did anyone think that the Hulk was scared?
He didn't want to come out and fight him when Banner kept calling, you know, come on, help me. If I die, you die. And he just wouldn't do it. And that came after a hilarious defeat from him when he wasn't even really using the glove. So what he said was, Joe Russo said, we thought an interesting direction to take him is, what if Banner, who typically uses the Hulk to solve crisis situations, what if the Hulk were no longer interested in solving those problems for Banner? So that the relationship is becoming increasingly dysfunctional. That's what's going on here. People have speculated whether there was some fear on the Hulk's part about having to face Thanos again, but I think ultimately what it is he's tired of playing hero to Bruce Banner. So just a highly dysfunctional relationship. I mean, does that make sense though, logically? Because there are these two forces sharing one body and they both want control.
I don't know if it maybe makes sense, but I enjoyed seeing the Hulkbuster armor because I'm more of a red fan than a green fan. I think they're just explaining a lot of things that don't need explanation, and while I appreciate it, I don't know if it's necessary.
That's a good takeaway from this, which is maybe they didn't have so much to say. Directors' commentaries are great, but they are long. You have to talk for a couple hours straight over the film, and just some people will listen to it. We will. Have you heard about the new TYT Podcast Network? We have some great new shows for you. Find us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for TYT Network on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Stitcher, or head on over to tyt.com/audio.